Welcome to Scottish Ballet's production of The Nutcracker. For more information, articles and insights into The Nutcracker, you can also buy our souvenir programme which is available in the theatre. Enhance your experience of The Nutcracker with a pre-show talk. Join the artistic team as they share some insights from behind the scenes of The Nutcracker, focusing on dance and music. Book now at scottishballet.co.uk. And now join Scottish Ballet soloists Grace Horler and Thomas Edwards in conversation about Scottish Ballet's production of The Nutcracker.
Hi, you're here with Thomas Edwards and Grace Horler, both soloists at Scottish Ballet. Now, Tom, can you give us an introduction to Scottish Ballet's Nutcracker? What can the audience expect from this production, and maybe what makes this version different from Scottish Ballet's previous Nutcracker productions?
Sure. So Scottish Ballet's Nutcracker is that iconic Christmas classic, a very famous kind of Christmas story. And it's so visually rich with the costumes and sets designed by Les Brotherston. And I think that's kind of what sets our Nutcracker apart from everything else. Is just how beautiful it looks on stage and how festive. I feel like he really captured that Christmas feeling. And what kind of sets our new version apart from the previous version is that we actually have different choreographers choreographing the different diverts in the Land of Sweets. So the diverts we have are Chinese, Russian, French, flowers, Spanish, and English. And usually they're all choreographed by the same person. But this time our director, Christopher Hampson, decided to commission different people to do it. And it's going to give a different kind of flavor for each of the diverts. And additionally, we are one of the only Nutcracker productions that performs an English divert. And that's very inspired from our founding director, Peter Darrell, who included that within his original production. So I think that's quite special for audiences that they won't see anywhere else.
Yeah, I agree. And it's such a great set. Act 1 is very grand. We start with the prologue and move into the party scene. So, of course, there's a Christmas tree.
Always.
And then we move into the Land of Snow, where you meet the Snow Queen, lots of snowflakes, lots of falling snow, which looks so pretty. And then in Act 2, we are in the Land of Sweets, as Tom mentioned. And all I'm going to say is baubles, lots and lots of baubles.
Yes. And they're also a bit of a hazard sometimes. You've got to make sure you do not hit into them because they will swing.
Yeah.
So we've kind of mentioned a little bit about sets and costumes, Grace, but I was wondering if, one, you could describe some of it, but also maybe let people know, I guess, what your favorite costume is. Maybe one that you wear or one that you wish you could wear.
Oh, that's a good question. So I used to love the Arabian costume.
Yes.
But this time round in Nutcracker, we're actually not having that as part of the production anymore. So I think this time round, I'm most looking forward to wearing the Drosselmeyer costume, just purely because I've never done this role before, so it's new to me, and that is always very exciting. So yeah, I'm excited to embody that character, and it's got a great costume to go with it.
I guess as well, just following on from that, people might not expect a female to play Drosselmeyer because it's usually a male role. Maybe you could just, comment on how you feel and the opportunity to perform that kind of role.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. It's a role, obviously, I never thought I would do because, as you said, it's normally a male. And I'm excited to kind of have the power of being a female magician and storyteller and controlling what's happening within the ballet. I think it's cool that it's a woman.
I hope you've practiced your magic tricks.
Not yet, but I will practice my magic tricks.
They won't go wrong.
And fingers crossed they won't go wrong. So, Tom, can you tell us how long is our winter tour? For example, how many shows will we do?
Okay, so I feel like at Scottish Ballet we do quite a large number of shows, and we toured to, I think, 5 or 6 venues over the period of kind of end of November up until February. But I think generally we do around 60 shows, and that can kind of go up to around 70 or 75, which can be incredibly exhausting and kind of taxing on the body. But what I love about, I guess, how many shows we do is that every person gets to at least perform like 4, 5, 6 roles, which kind of keeps it fresh. And also throughout the tour, naturally, there's kind of some injuries or illnesses. So sometimes you get chucked on in a cast that you don't usually do. And it always keeps the shows kind of interesting. Yeah, things happen on stage that maybe shouldn't when you get put into a new cast. But you've got many shows to iron out any kinks or mistakes. Yeah.
That's the fun of the Christmas season.
Yes.
Expect the unexpected.
Yeah, one day you think you've got a show off, the next you're doing like the principal role. It's like, oh my God, okay. Did not expect this. I think it's over to me. Grace, we were talking about the kind of the length of the tour, and just wondering like how, as dancers, do you find that we support each other through the tour, through different roles, I guess through things that come up in the tour?
Yeah, I think one of the best things about our company is we really do support each other.
Yeah.
And if anyone is going to debut in a role they've never done, everyone is so supportive. They're right behind them. They'll buy them little good luck cards and presents. And it's kind of a big celebration when someone has performed it for the first time. I think that's quite rare, actually, in the ballet world.
Yeah.
Because obviously every opportunity is very important. Everyone wants an opportunity.
Yeah.
But in our company, we're all here to support each other. And as Tom said, it's a very long tour. So you need everyone to be there and pick you up when you're feeling tired or you feel like you're lacking energy. Somehow we've managed to master that. And thank goodness we did.
Yeah. Just following on from that, I guess, do you have any kind of like favorite moments from a winter tour? Or I know, is there something you always look forward to in a winter tour, or a venue, something that happens at a venue or a place? I don't know, a little coffee shop you always look forward to going to, or is there anything?
I think my favorite moment of tour is when we are traveling to a new venue. So we all get on the bus from Scottish Ballet HQ and we travel to either Inverness or Aberdeen, etc. And we arrive and we have an hour rehearsal with the kids. And normally these are kids that are just joining us for the week. So they're all excited. And yeah, it's quite sweet because we've just got off the bus and we're all a bit tired. And and the kids arrive and they're full of beans.
Aww.
And yeah, it's just, I don't know, it just reminds me of when I was a child and that excitement. And then we finish rehearsal and we go off and get dinner and go to the cinema and explore wherever we are. So that's always fun. I was also going to talk a bit about performing Nutcracker. So this is actually my 8th round of Nutcrackers of my life. So I started when I was a really young kid, and that was as a party child and as a little mouse. Then that moved into a snowflake. Now we're here and, you know, I've done many, many different roles. And it's quite funny when I think back to it, like this is the same production in terms of like the same story. Mm-hmm. And now when we have the little kids join us, I think, oh, that was me.
Yeah.
And so I enjoy looking at them and thinking, oh, I wonder if you're going to be in my position one day.
Yeah.
And it feels kind of like a full circle moment. Yeah. So Nutcracker does feel a bit special in that way.
I feel like Nutcracker is like the introduction to most kind of training, like young training dancers' way to the stage. Like you said, like I'm assuming yours was the Royal Ballet because you went to White Lodge, right? Yeah. So as a kid, you did that. As a kid, I did Birmingham Royal Ballet's production as a junior associate. So that was my first introduction to Nutcracker. And I get what you mean. It's very full circle seeing those kids come in. But on that, I guess one of our last questions is, who can the audiences expect to see you perform in our production of the Nutcracker?
Well,
well,
You'll see me in a few roles. I'll be doing a snowflake, obviously. And then I'll be doing the French divert. I'll play one of the older aunties, which is always fun because it fills a bit of a comedy role. And the mother of Clara and Fritz. What else? Oh, Drosselmeyer, as I said. Yes.
So you've got quite a range of roles. You've got some like serious dancey roles, and then like you said, you've got some of the more kind of comedy, easier roles, which must be nice to switch between.
Yeah, it keeps it interesting when you're doing 60-odd shows. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm happy about my casting. Lots of room to have fun in there as well, which is always important.
Yeah, I think those long days, you need those roles where you can just relax, enjoy it, and not think about double tours or double pirouettes and stuff like that.
Yeah, agreed.
So guys, that is all from us. Thank you so much for coming along and listening.
Yeah, and we hope you enjoy the Nutcracker. Bye.
Bye-bye.
And now for the story of Scottish Ballet's The Nutcracker. Act 1. The Colonel and his wife are giving a party on Christmas Eve for their two children, Clara and Fritz. Friends and family arrive at the house, including the children's uncle and their eccentric old aunts, Angelina and Katerina. Soon the room is filled with delighted faces as the Christmas tree is revealed and the children receive their presents. However, the mood is suddenly transformed with the arrival of Drosselmeyer, a mysterious magician, and 3 entertainers that have come to the party to perform for the children. Drosselmeyer has brought Clara a very special Christmas present, a strange nutcracker in the shape of a handsome prince, which Clara immediately adores. Excitedly, the children dance round the room with their new toys, but Fritz breaks Clara's nutcracker. An uncle quickly mends it, and Clara wipes away her tears. After the party, the servants dim the lights and put out the candles on the Christmas tree, plunging the room into an eerie darkness. Unable to sleep, Clara creeps back into the darkened room to find her nutcracker. She falls asleep on the floor, clutching the nutcracker in her arms. As the clock chimes midnight, Clara wakes with a start to find giant mice running round her. Drosselmeyer mysteriously reappears and transforms Clara's nutcracker into a real, live, handsome prince, who leads the toy soldiers into battle with the mice and their leader, the evil King Rat. Clara strikes a fatal blow to King Rat and the battle is won. As a reward, Drosselmeyer sends Clara and the prince on a wonderful journey. They travel to an enchanting land of ice and snow, where they meet the beautiful Snow Queen and the Snowflake Fairies. The prince dances with the Snow Queen and Clara is surrounded by the dancing Snowflake Fairies. The Snow Queen gives Clara her sleigh and everybody waves goodbye as her journey with the prince continues. Act 2. Clara and her prince are welcomed to the colourful land of sweets by the Sugar Plum Fairy, who commands entertainment for her special guests. A non-stop banquet of dances begins, representing sweets from around the world. The entertainment comes to a close with a delightful waltz, followed by a spectacular grand pas de deux danced by the Nutcracker Prince and the Sugar Plum Fairy. Finally, all the entertainers bid Clara farewell, and she slowly drifts to sleep. The land of sweets miraculously transforms back to the familiar drawing room where Clara's parents find her asleep on the floor, still clutching her Nutcracker doll. The Colonel lifts her in his arms and carries her back to bed when, out of the blue, Drosselmeyer appears. Was this all a dream? Did it really happen? Or was it simply another one of Drosselmeyer's conjuring tricks?